Hey, what's up guys? That old dude here again. If you've been eyeballing the Really Right Stuff tripods and you think you're ready to pull the trigger, you may want to hold off and watch this video. There's a competitor in town that you may not know about, so stick around. Now, this video is not to be knocking Really Right Stuff. I'm not in any way talking bad about Really Right Stuff because Really Right Stuff makes some awesome products. I have several of their ball heads. I have two of their smaller tripods. And I was just getting ready to order one of their big, 77-inch or whatever size tripods. And I remembered a company called Promedia gear that I had seen a recent video talking about their tripods. And after a little more research on YouTube, of course, and I actually called the company and asked them some questions, I got to thinking that I might want to try Promedia Gear's tripod. So that's what we're going to talk about today is Promedia Gear and the advantages I feel over the Really Right Stuff tripods. So let's jump in. So first of all, I ordered the TR344L. And in a previous video, and I'll put the card above, I talked about how most manufacturer of tripods have series or numbers indicating their length, their size, and the diameter of the carbon fiber. So I ordered the TR344L because I'm a tall guy. This is their 71-inch version of a tripod. And the 3 stands for like a series 3, and it's a 36-inch diameter carbon fiber, and they make a 44L, a 4 series, and that would be a 42 millimeter. I said inches, I meant millimeters. But I opted for the 30 millimeter 71-inch. The bigger one from this one is the 77-inch, which is too tall for me. This is a 4-section tripod, and it's pretty much quarter turn or half turn, and you can pull all the legs out all the way, if you can see that, and then just a little half twist or quarter twist back, and it's tightened up. And as I do with all my tripod reviews, I'm 300 plus pounds, so I'm going to set this up, and I'm just going to I won't put all my weight on it, but I'm going to jump up there, and you can see these legs are super tight. So again, this is the 4-section 344L, super long for a guy like me who's 6'2". They make different series and different number of sections for your height and your weight of cameras. So I guess the first thing I will talk about is how low we can go down to the ground. So this has the typical push-pull buttons or brackets, if you want to say. So you can push them from the back or pull them from the front, and you can see that this gets about 3 inches from the ground. That's pretty low compared to the Enduro review I just did. And then there's after you come down, you click these into the second position of height, and that would be the second lowest position. And then you have the standard, I believe it's 25-degree spread. Another cool feature of this tripod is that it has an apex that accommodates up to a 65 millimeter diameter ball head. So for instance, I'm using the BH or BL 40 ball heads by Really Right Stuff, and I'll just screw this on here and show you. This is the 40 by Really Right Stuff, and I don't know if you can see the spacing. So probably, and that's fine with me, I'm fine with that, but probably this tripod by Promedia would accommodate a 50, the BH or BL50 by Really Right Stuff. Let's see, the other thing I want to talk about. Okay, so since we're talking about the Apex is machined out of a solid piece of aluminum. It's just a gorgeous machining. And another cool feature is right on every flat of the Apex, there's a 1/4-20 thread. So if you want to put a cell phone holder adapter or any type of hook or any type of adapter, it'll screw right in via a 1/4-20. Another cool feature is this bubble level. It's quite large compared to most bubble levels predominantly on the market, and even the carrier for the bubble level is machined out of one piece of aluminum, which can be removed and placed in different areas or taken off completely if you don't want it. Then on the back side of the Apex, there is a machined aluminum hook. This thing is just beefy. Everywhere you touch and feel is machined aluminum. Moving down further on the legs, the carbon fiber is just the coolest weave in the world. And I believe it's a 10X weave. I think I read somewhere. And the weave, it reminds me of Really Right Stuff, but it has even a more unique pattern than Really Right Stuff. And then moving down to the end of the legs, each one of these locking collars is also machined aluminum. Now, to my knowledge, I think Promedia gear is the only one making machined aluminum collars. And there's this cool machined knurl, I think that's the word in machining, knurl groove cut out so your hands can grip it if you're wearing gloves in the wintertime or whatnot. And again, a 1/4 or 1/2 twist and they're locked. And then moving down to the very end, there's this giant rubber pad molded into, again, a piece of aluminum thread, adhered to the aluminum thread somehow. And when you unscrew them, you reveal a spike built into the leg. Now, I'm sorry, Really Right Stuff, but you offer spikes, but they're $90 more. This company, Promedia Gear, includes the spikes within their legs. And now I want to really talk about this and touch base with you, because this is one advantage over the Really Right Stuff tripod, I feel, is the way the spikes simply come out of the backside and screw into the bottom of the rubber foot. And then the rubber foot with that aluminum thread, that rubber that's molded onto that aluminum thread, screws back in. So instead of taking the rubber off, putting it in your pocket, having the spikes in a bag, in your camera bag, taking them out and screwing them on, it's all one system. So you don't lose parts. And the other cool feature is when you, on a Really Right Stuff tripod or many other tripods, when you unscrew the foot and the foot goes in a bag and then you screw in the spike isn't that much bigger than the leg itself. So if you're sinking the spike into the mud or into the sand, the leg is going to start sinking also, because the leg is quite narrow. But with this rubber foot, it gives like a mushroom pad, upside down mushroom effect, and it's going to plant itself flat. So the spike's going to dig into the earth, sand, mud, whatever, but this pad is going to stop it from sinking any further, protecting the leg from getting dirty or wet. So just really, really cool idea. Really very innovative, in my opinion, and a step up, as far as I'm concerned, from the Really Right Stuff tripods. So there's a couple more things I want to talk about that I feel really has the advantage over Really Right Stuff. Now, I'm sure you've researched the Really Right Stuff on YouTube with the videos, and you've seen the wonderful reviews, and you've also seen the complaints. And one of the biggest complaints is that the legs And this goes for any tripod. The legs, they keep coming loose. Every time you spread them open and close them, they keep coming loose. And then when you're carrying it like this, it'll flop like that just did. I haven't adjusted these yet. And so I want to talk to you about that because I think Promedia gear has the advantage over any tripod that I've had. And that is this cool locking mechanism. It's not just two through bolts into a sleeve or a bearing like all, to my knowledge, all tripods are. One side is a through bolt, but the other side is a cap with a locking nut or screw, and I'll run some B-roll for you to see a close up. And you can adjust that, and it'll stay at that tension forever. Obviously, you have to maintain this area with grease and whatnot from usage over the years, but then you'll be able to put it back together and set it at the tension that you prefer, and it'll stay at that tension all the time. So really just a unique advantage over, like I said, every tripod that I've ever owned. Typically becomes loose after doing this 100 times, and this amazing locking system that they've come up with doesn't ever come loose. And then the last cool feature I want to discuss with you back up top here is about the apex. The apex comes apart and allows you to put a 75 millimeter standard leveling ball in here. They sell, you can run it just like this. You don't need the leveling ball at all. But they sell two parts to make this a leveling ball system. And the top cup unscrews via these 6 hex head screws, and that whole assembly comes out, and the hook and everything comes out, and then you put this ball cup assembly in here, and I'll flash some pictures on the screen, and then you drop the ball in with the tightener on the bottom. So just an all-around steady, sturdy tripod, carbon fiber tripod that I think is exceptionally well made and machined, and is really giving Really Right Stuff a run for their money. And the reason, the bottom line that I say that for is because this same height, size carbon fiber tripod by Really Right Stuff goes for $11.99, $1,200. And this one from Promedia gear with the spikes, with the apex, with the optional bowl, all machined aluminum, goes for $950, $975. So a $300 savings with all those extra features and options that Really Right Stuff doesn't have. Another bad review, and I promised I wouldn't make this a bad talk about Really Right Stuff, and I'm really not, because Really Right Stuff makes some awesome products. But their spring-loaded clips, if you watch some reviews, it's just something else you have to maintain. It's something else that you have to fiddle with, and the springs go bad and they get stuck. That clipping mechanism, that auto locking mechanism that the Really Right Stuff has, is it a cool feature? Yeah, it's a cool feature, but how hard is it just to press a button? I mean, really, come on, guys. So that's why I opted for the Promedia gear. Those 3 features, the optional bowl, the mechanism that you just do by hand to unlock the legs, and then the feet alone sold me on this. Not to mention the aluminum knurled locking collars, which I'll again show some B-roll on those as well. How easy they disassemble to clean. I think it's a no-brainer, and I think you guys got to give them a try. Promedia Gear is in Illinois by Chicago. So locally made, locally machined, using probably Detroit steel where I'm from, or maybe Chicago steel, I don't know. And then the last cool thing I want to show you is this bag that I purchased also from Promedia Gear. By the way, I bought all this with my own money. Promedia Gear does not sponsor me. There is no companies that sponsor me at the moment. You're more than welcome to sponsor me if you want to. There, Promedia Gear. Anyways, I was just about to pull the trigger on a Pelican case, something like a protective hard case. I thought I wanted to start, especially for my new slider that I just purchased. I bought an Edelchrome slider, which I'll be doing a review on pretty soon. But anyways, when I was browsing Promedia Gear's website, I saw this cool case on there as well. And so I picked this up instead. It's about 38 or 42 inches long. It comes with a bunch of dividers, and it has about a 1-inch padding, thick padding all the way around. It's a nice heavy-duty canvas bag with a shoulder strap, pockets on the outside, and Velcro on the inside to actually Velcro down and secure your gear like this. So again, I'm sold. I'm sold on Promedia Gear, not only for the quality, machining type of work they do, but also their prices. Their pricing is a little better than what you might get from Really Right Stuff with, in my opinion, the same if not better quality, made right here in the USA, and so I'm sold. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the bell button for my next up and coming videos. If you want to see that Edelchrome slider video, that's coming up pretty soon too. And we'll see you on the next one.